I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice, and this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb, one of the biggest challenges for home sellers is this classic real estate catch-22 of having a house to sell before they buy their next home. So here's the big question. How do home sellers get the highest price when selling their home and know that their home is sold?
Well, Richard, it's not like you would think. I mean, a lot of people think that the way I get the highest price is if I ask the highest price. But actually, it works just the opposite, especially right now with the market values rising. Buyers are assuming that you're only going to accept at or above what you're asking for, right? So it's a dilemma. And so if you have to sell your home first before you perform, it could work out. I ask that question to every single home seller I work with. It's like, how do you feel about an offer that comes in and the buyer has to sell a house before they can actually purchase yours? And most of the time, most of them say, I don't want to do that. Some of them say, it depends. And it does depend. One way that you can make it work is if you get your home under contract and get the contract moving along before you make an offer on another house. I have a client doing that right now in another state where they actually accepted a really good offer. And they have a paid for house. They could have gone down there and made an offer on a home even without a contingency, but they felt more comfortable knowing the certainty that, okay, my home is sold and I'm definitely going to this other place. So I'd say you're better off having your home under contract. I actually sold one earlier in the year where the buyer made an offer contingent on their home selling, but you have to do the research to find out what's going on with that sale. So that buyer's home is in Florida. Okay, it's in a different market. And what about their buyer? Does their buyer have a home to sell? So you have to really make sure you hire the right agent that looks into it. Don't take it on its face value, because I've seen people fail to disclose that they might have this domino transaction set up. And now you're waiting for 2 or 3 homes to sell before you can close on your home. And nobody wants that. But in this case, the home was under contract with a buyer. Their buyer was paying cash. And they'd already completed the inspection. So it was pretty much a done deal. And that's a good, safe bet. And that worked out just fine. The other thing that people fear when it comes to having a house to sell is not having a destination lined up. And I get that. People are afraid of being homeless, right? And here's the tricky part, especially in the state of Colorado, the way the contracts are written. As a home seller, if you accept a contract, basically the home seller is on the hook to see that process all the way through. And the seller has almost no way to cancel the contract, but the buyer has 10 or 15 ways to cancel the contract. So everything's in the buyer court in the state of Colorado, which makes it challenging. The seller is committed to selling their home and they're waiting for it to go through. Some of the contracts are structured that the seller has to move out actually before the buyer closes on their home. And there could be something go sideways every step of the way. Nobody wants their deal to fall apart, but occasionally it does happen. Fortunately, less frequently than you would think. But the way we can put guarantees in place for you is we can make sure we have a provision in the contract that if you don't have your destination lined up, we're going to give you an out in writing just in case you need that. And then contingent offers, of course, are a little bit risky to get approved. I actually had a home sale right during the boom, and I was kind of surprised. Of the 4 offers that we got, and it was a lower priced home, 3 of the offers were buyers that had a house to sell. And I was kind of surprised at that just because of the price range. And what was interesting is 2 of those 3 offers were hoping the seller would take their house off the market and wait for them to sell their home that was currently not even on the market, let alone was it under contract. And then the third offer of that group was more squared away. So they were already under contract. Their buyer was paying cash and they had finished the inspection. And that turned out to be the best offer. And that was the buyer that actually got the house and closed on the home. But there are actually some, if you have a paid for house or if you have a lot of equity and you need to line up your destination first, there are some people that would rather, move to their next home first or whatever. You can actually use the equity in your current home and do what's called like a bridge loan or a home equity line of credit. There's some really good banks in town that offer pretty good deals on those home equity lines of credit. And actually, if you don't use it, I think the closing cost for those loans is only $150, but if you don't use it, you don't have to make payments. You're not on the hook for it. So that's another option. And I've seen people use that in order to make the transition. Like I had one couple that in their situation, they had kids and dogs, busy life, 2 little kids, a cute little dog that had problems going in the house. And they really needed to buy their next home first and make that transition go more smoothly. And fortunately, they had both the financial resources, they pulled some money from their 401k, they pulled some equity out of their home and were able to qualify for both homes just for a short period of time. They bought their next home first without it being contingent on their home sale, because if they'd done a home sale contingency, their offer would not have gotten accepted. In fact, they were up against competition on that deal. So they bought their next home first, and then they sold their existing home, and they were able to take the money from their existing home once it sold, put it down on their current loan, and have their payment lowered without refinancing. That is called a recast. It's really not too many lenders do it. If you'd like to find out more about it, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the host of Your Real Estate Voice. My company name is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And we're talking about how to get the highest price when you sell your home. When we come back, we're going to talk about our exclusive cash buyer bid box, our guaranteed sale programs, and our buyers in waiting. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice, and she's with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can always reach her at 719-301-3900. And we're talking with Barb about how sellers can trade up to a new home. So, Barb, what are some other things that a seller can do if they need to sell a house before they buy their next home?
Well, actually, I am connected to 64 now high net worth cash buyers. These are like the BlackRock, and these are big hedge funds. These are big hedge funds that have buckets of money, and they'd rather invest in real estate than the stock market. Okay. So what we can do if you have to get a contract on your home, like as an example, many of the builders, in fact, I know there's a couple builders in town that tell buyers that, hey, we won't even start construction on your house. We will not accept a contract if your offer is contingent on you selling your home. You're going to have to qualify for both homes. Otherwise, we won't even, dig the hole on your house. So with that kind of situation, we can actually take their home, put it in our buyer bid box, and get those cash buyers to make an offer on your home. You're not committed to anything. You don't have to accept the cash offer. That's one option. Or we can market to our database of over 27,267 buyers in waiting, many of which are willing to pay full market value for your home. And you want somebody that knows how to create the most demand, including demand from our citywide buyer agent network. As an example, we just did that for one of our home sellers, and they are delighted that we're soon going to close, and they're going to get $75,000 over asking price. Another option would be that if you don't have to sell, you could actually buy your next home first, move at your own pace, and then sell your home. I've seen people do that. I've helped people do it, and it's really a very low stress situation for them. We also offer, because we are Your Home Sold Guarantee, we offer to guarantee the sale of your home. And you can find out more about our guarantee. It's kind of cool because it's the best of both worlds. So you let us handle the sale. We try to get you the most money, but you have our guarantee as a backup, and you get the highest price in that situation. Did you know, Richard, that 80% of home buyers out there have a house to sell? Did you know that?
I did not know that. That is amazing.
It is amazing. There's quite a few people. So most real estate companies don't have a solution, but we do. If they come to us, we can guarantee the sale of their home so they can buy your home without a sale contingency. And this is how our guarantee works. First of all, we both agree on a guaranteed price. You receive an offer on your home within a few days. You can still accept a higher price from other buyers, including our buyer bid box of cash buyers, including our 27,267 buyers in waiting, including our citywide buyer agent network. Your backup offer, which is our guaranteed sale, gives you the ability to confidently go and purchase your next home, knowing for sure that your home is sold. That way you don't get stuck with two homes, and your offer gets accepted without having to worry about a sale contingency. And what's really cool about it is you end up getting the most money. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. I have well over 27,000 buyers in waiting on my website. And if you'd like to get an in-home consultation about our guaranteed sale, you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on Find My Buyer, or call us at 719-301-3900. Richard?
Barb, you and your team are the only company I would recommend to people out there who are thinking of selling their homes and downsizing to a smaller home. They can get information at 719-301-3900. And you're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She's your real estate voice, and she is with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about pricing a home for a top dollar sale, plus Barb's hot new listings. You don't want to miss those.